Hi there, welcome to the Noah Presgrove case. Just wanted to provide a bit of an update in regards to some of last night's conversations. This is to do with some timestamps changing in regards to certain party footage, in no particular order. When it comes to the Caden Pressey video recording, in which he documented Brylan slapping Noah Presgrove outside on the near the front porchway, the front patio area, if you're familiar with that. Caden Pressey did say in the private interview that he was the one to have recorded that, so we understand that point of view, but he also gave an original timestamp, which was 1:30 in the morning when it occurred. However, not everybody agrees with that because members of the community, people who have been around this case a lot longer with more experience than me, have stated from last night, the source where I first heard about it, it wasn't 1:30 in the morning, it was 1:05 a.m. It kind of throws the timeline off, as in when I was trying to piece it together with Caden's whereabouts when looking at that, I guess, that Life 360 tracker from Alicia's point of view, which was at, was it 1:48 or something in the morning onwards, something like that. So it kind of separates it, which is unfortunate. Maybe I have to go back to it at another point. But yeah, when Brylan slapped Noah, the actual timestamp of when that video clip took place was 1:05 a.m. in the morning of Monday. Now, I did check about in the background for that consistency, reached out to the odd other person, and they seemed to confirm it as well. They even presented a photo or a still screenshot, which is interesting. I'm guessing from the point of view of the gallery app, the default one on Apple iPhone, because it looked quite familiar with my layout of the video itself, the clip, but like a still screenshot which shows the like the timestamp, the original one, the date, the month, and it all checked out to 2023, Monday, September, the day of Noah's death, at the actual party. So it does seem original from the looks of that, and I don't think you can manipulate or alter it unless you go into the file section in gallery and change the date or time, but I don't know what it actually looks like because I've never actually manipulated dates or times because I've never felt the need to do that, right? Maybe I'll do it as an experiment in the background someday. I'll take a photo of a plant, I'll get a screenshot of the original timestamp or whatever you call it, and then I can edit it afterwards and see if I can change the file format, take another screenshot, and then see if it can be altered with. Why would there be a reason to alter it? Who knows? But kind of like with the skepticism with the Snapchat post or something to do with that at 5:27 a.m. as, was it Brooke Bounds Carter or another opposition individual was pushing it, saying, well, this guy was at the party still, even though Caden was stating he was with him at the highway, and all we actually saw was the timestamp, not the actual photo. And people were saying how, well, Snapchat timestamps can be manipulated, altered with, so I don't mean to say it's truly original. So, you know, putting that into perspective, can the same be applied elsewhere? Who knows? I would have showed you the photo myself, but unfortunately it's done a bit of a bloody magical disappearance trick. 1 minute you see it, now you don't. And I wasn't anticipating it for just to vanish, but it was somewhere lurking about on Facebook. All it was, as I said, was like a still screenshot of the original timestamp of when it took place, and it just so happened to say 1:05 in the morning, which is consistent with what people were saying last night in the live chat. So I just wanted to do this little mini update video to clarify that, give an update. As for the other timestamp of the bathroom photo with Noah Presgrove and Jack Newton, I originally thought that was 1:40 a.m, but that was corrected last night by some stating it's 1:50 a.m, if I can remember. And I reached out to the odd person in the background as well for that consistency, and they were saying it's heavily contested and it's argued to be taken Sunday night. Oh, well, that's much earlier then. So it seems to be a bit all over the place. Obviously it doesn't help, but it is what it is. These insignificant photos to some are very important, as in learning the timestamps, you know, what order they occurred in and where Noah was at a point in time, what was he like and who was around him. Still not organised enough, but you can only do so much. What I do find very interesting is, obviously I'm not going to be monitoring everything 24/7, so I'm not going to see when the conversations change always. I don't know the exact time, as in when people realised it wasn't 1:30, it was 1:05, because as you know, I have done several videos beforehand giving certain timestamps and they were never corrected up until last night, I think, in the video. That's why my consistency and repetitiveness is important, because if I, not through my own fault, because I can clarify that in a second, but through repetition of accidents made, eventually it might get the attention of someone who wants to set the record straight, and then true answers are delivered. We saw that in Kenny Veach in a way. We can see it here too. So there are benefits of repetition. You finally get some answers. Whether it pisses people off, annoys others, who knows? It can get the job done. But the reason why I kept referring to 1:30 in the morning with the slap, Brylan slapping Noah, is because that's what Caden stated in the private interview. And I'm just surprised, considering a lot of people look up to Caden and say that he's Mr. Consistent. Clearly not consistent enough, because unfortunately this is yet another inconsistency. It's not me being negative, it's not being exclusive or concentrated just on Caden alone, because we've done it elsewhere with other people looking at it. But with time, seen more inconsistencies over and over again. I mean, if it was like a time difference of 5-10 minutes, okay, but 30 minutes or a bit more, I mean, it's getting a bit wider, isn't it? It's worth acknowledging it though, right? And once again, even like when I did analyse Caden Pressey's timeline and events and timestamps, no one corrected it then, so it makes me believe it's only recent when people figured the actual timestamp of when the slap took place. Okay, people in the live chat last night are stating that's the time. Do I agree with it now? I guess. But furthermore, because I actually saw a photo with that timestamp, it helps. Unfortunate that when Caden stated it, supposedly incorrect. But to be honest with you, I don't want to get too deep into it right now, but there might be certain areas in this case where if I stick with my guns, even if it makes one against all, it might be for the right thing. I'm just looking back in my mind to the Kenny Veach case, where you had proper experts that were saying other stuff, disagreeing with my point, my observation, and in the end it turned out that I was right. They were wrong, and they were surprised as well. And it was a bit of a surprise to me. Obviously, when you get other experts, or the majority, the psychological effect that can play on that is, oh, you start doubting yourself because there's more people in agreement with a certain thing, or there's more experts or more experienced individuals with a certain understanding different to yours. And then you may start playing it and thinking, maybe I should switch, maybe I should change sides, maybe I should walk over to them and think the same. Doesn't always work out well, does it? I'll just have to monitor that in the background, such as with timestamps, okay? As for theories or outcomes, not much of an issue there at this moment, but that's just a little bit of an update. So 1:05 a.m, Brylan slaps Noah, Caden Pressey is there to record it. And then 1:50 a.m, supposedly, Jack and Noah in the bathroom taking a photo. Did anyone take it on behalf of them? I don't know, unless it was just a selfie. It is possible to do. And that's pretty much it. I don't know if I'll get another video out or not, but just be on the lookout regardless. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.